Okay, so continuing notes. Hold on, I don't know why it is stuck. Okay, here we go. All right. So now we're continuing. I'm going to do another completing the square problem. This time I'm going to do one that has a lead coefficient other than 1. So where is my pen? There it is. Don't know why this isn't working. Hold on just a second. Let me stop this. Okay, I figured it out. All right, so here we go. This is a completing the square problem that has a lead coefficient other than 1. We talked about the rules, and you have the rules written down, or the steps for the process of completing the square. And the first step is if your lead coefficient, that would be the one in front of the x squared, is something other than 1, then you need to divide every single thing in the problem by that value, which we call a, because it says if a does not equal 1, divide by a. When you do that, that leaves you x squared. And in this case, it's going to leave me a fraction. But leave everything as fractions. Don't make decimals. Don't make mixed numbers. Both of those are divisible by 3. So that's going to leave me 4/3. 9 over itself simplifies to 1. And 0 divided by 9 is just 0. So now the process is the same. Kick out anybody who is not part of the family. So my 1 has to move to the other side. I've got negative 4/3 x. Then I find my b value. So b is negative 4/3. Now don't let it bother you that it's a fraction. When it's time to half that b value, remember it's just half of the b value, and of means multiply. So your half b is negative 4/6, which does simplify, but you can leave it as negative 4/6 for right now if you want to. It doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to square that value. So if I square that, it'll be, let's go ahead and simplify it, negative 2/3. That's going to be positive 4/9. Anytime you square something, it comes out to be positive. So, and that is what I add to both sides, positive 4/9. All right, so remember that now that I'm factoring this left-hand side, all I have to do is refer to this step right here. So the left-hand side is going to be x minus 2/3 as a binomial squared equals. Now over here, I need to add these together. Remember, this one's a super easy one. 1 is any number over itself equals 1. So I could do negative 9/9 plus 4/9 is going to give me negative 5/9. Take the square root of both sides to get a, all right, so this time that negative's underneath there, by the way. I didn't draw a very good square root sign. That still didn't look much better. Okay, there we go. So on the left-hand side, that means I'm going to end up with, taking the square root just cancels the radical. So I get x minus 2/3. And on the right-hand side, the bottom is a perfect square. So for just a second, let me show you. This would be the same. I didn't mean to do that. This would be the same thing as square root of negative 5 over the square root of 9. These two things are identical. So sometimes it helps to look at it like this, because then I can see that on top I have an imaginary number. 5 is not a perfect square and it's irrational, so it doesn't break down. So I'm going to have I square root 5. 9 is a perfect square, so I can just go ahead and make that 3. Now I still have to move this to the other side, and remember, when I take a square root, I have both a positive and a negative answer. So this has both. I'm going to put this in a different color just so you can see it out front. Put it in red so you can see it. This is a both positive and a negative answer. All right, so when I add my 2/3 to each side, again, I'm going to place it in front just so you can keep it separated. So I'm adding 2/3. or I'm moving 2/3 to the other side, so it's going to be 2/3 plus I square root 5 over 3 and 2/3 minus I square root 5 over 3. And that's it.